Well, we're going to get started. Anybody else is officially late, so they can catch up. It's a pleasure meeting you all. I'm Andy Steuer. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Composer. Composer is an AI content marketing platform. What we do is we combine AI with what we call HI, human intelligence, to be able to write content. And what we'll do today is we're gonna talk a little bit about how we identify what the right content is to write, and then how do we use AI to be able to do that so that this can be a scalable part of your workflow. Even before I jump into all of this, why content? What's so important about content, and why should I do this? Always start with the why, right? The real reason why to do this is because everybody is a publisher now on the internet. You have an opportunity to be able to be your publisher and tell your story. Every company has a story to tell, value that you create for your clients, and you want to share that with people. You want to identify what some of the challenges are for some of your clients and how you help them overcome those challenges. When people are coming to your website, especially if they're coming from Google, they likely have a bunch of questions, and content is that connective tissue that will help be the go-between between you and them in that moment. So writing content on a regular basis and keeping a publication about your business is a really helpful way to be able to inform prospects, engage them, build trust with them in the moment. We all know, we've all been down the road where you go to a website, there's maybe a brochure website, and you're kind of like, yeah, I don't really know what they do. I'm going to move on and bounce. And people do that. But if you have engaging content and you're able to create an experience for your visitors in that moment, you're going to pull them in, and they're going to become leads, and then that's going to become new business for you. And also, when you have leads, if you all have leads to begin with, which most businesses do just through a variety of means, whether they're referrals or whether they've come to your website or however you've gotten those prospects, content helps nurture those leads. It helps to inform them and tell them about things that are relevant for your business and helps them solve those problems. All of that helps build trust with your prospects. Trust, people buy from people who they trust, right? So these are all reasons why we want to write content. And so what we're going to do is we're going to make this an interactive session here where we're going to go through a process that we would do for any of our clients to share with you as to how people write content. What should I write about? Let's start there. That's the most important question at the beginning of the process. And in order to know what you want to write about, marketing is a game of go fishing where the fish are. So you want to kind of have a map as to what are people asking that's relevant for your business. So what I'll do is I'll share my screen here in just a moment, and I'll show you our process for how we do this. And hopefully this will be educational and illuminate a path forward here so that you can replicate a similar kind of process in your business. And part of the benefit of what I'm going to do here is you'll see that it's transferable to any business. This process works. So what I'm going to do is, Tony, I'm going to take your URL here. There's a tool that we like to use here called Ahrefs. So Tony, here's when Google crawls your website, this is the kind of stuff that they see. Think of this as like night vision. These are your backlinks, part of SEO. There's several parts of it. One is the content that's on your website. You're explicitly telling Google what you do and who you are, and in those keywords and the phrases that you use on your website is an explicit signal to Google to say, this is what you do and this is the value that you create. And so we want to make sure that it looks like you are in voiceover talent. So very cool. A couple of recommendations I would make off the right to start, right? So like this, where it says a professional approach, a casual vibe, totally get that. But this right here, I would say, is a missed opportunity. And I would change this to say something like voiceover talent or what have you. We'll actually discover what the right keyword is in this session. But this right here is called an H1 or H2 tag. And these are the kinds of things that tell Google right here up in your title tag, this right up here, voiceover artist and producer. Great. So that tells Google specifically what this page is about. You also want to echo that down here so that Google knows, okay, I'm starting to see a pattern here. I know what you do. And when you tell Google specifically what you do, you end up getting this benefit of them saying, oh, now I know where to place you in my index, right? If Google is confused, they don't know where to place you, they're going to place others for those keywords that you're trying to target. So let's go over to this keyword explorer here and um, voice over talent. Let's just say we're going to use this keyword just to start, and what happens is we're going to see lots of variations of these keywords, right? And this is going to give us an idea. We're not nothing's holy here. We're just going to kind of get an idea of what's going on in this space, right? So I'm going to describe to you what's happening here. So these are keywords in this column. This is called KD. This is keyword difficulty. This is how difficult those keywords are, how competitive they are. This is a logarithmic scale that goes from 1 to 100. A 75 here, for example, is super competitive. Really what you want to do is you want to look at keywords that are maybe like anywhere from under 30 is really what you want to do, especially for a newer website. So voice over talent roster, that's a 1. Good. This SV column is search volume. This is how many monthly searches are done for those search terms. And you'll see like this is 500 searches a month, 150, 100, and 90, and so forth. What we like to do is we like to say, in order for a keyword to make a short list that we're going to target, it has to meet 3 criteria. And those 3 criteria are the keyword itself it has to have intent. Is it a purchase keyword? Is it something that when people click on that, they come to your website, are they going to engage with you? If not, then it doesn't make the list. So that's criteria 1. Criteria 2 is that it has to have a relatively low keyword difficulty, like this. And that means that you have a shot at ranking for that keyword. The third criteria is search volume. It has to have enough search volume to make it worth your while to write content for this, right? So if you think of it just like that, and I'm simplifying a lot here because what SEO companies notoriously do is they turn this into a black box and they say, we'll handle all the difficult stuff, and they don't really explain this stuff. And so for me, I feel it's very important to explain what SEO companies do so that you are that much more informed and you're able to do some of this research yourself, teach a person to fish kind of methodology here. So it has to meet those 3 criteria. And then one of the things that we can do is we can look at related terms for this one search term. So best voice over talent. So we have all these keywords up here. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at related terms to those. See if we can expand the list here, right? So you'll see things like the voices, not a purchase intent keyword. Yes, it's got super high volume, but it's not a search term. Voices, also not. Voice acting jobs. Unless you're offering jobs to people, it's not really the right kind of keyword. So what we'll do is we can sort these. There's some tools here to do this. We'll look at a KD of up to 30, volume of, let's say, 200 a month or more. And we'll just sort those so that we take all these other keywords out that aren't relevant. And so now we can look at relevant search terms that you might want to write for. And what I'm looking at here is specifically the search volume. How much volume do we have here, right? So Fiverr voiceover, there's 0 KD on that. There's 900 searches. So actually that might be for voiceover work as the category. That's actually a decent keyword because you want people to come to you when they're looking for a Fiverr solution, for example. Voiceover training, unless you offer voiceover training, if you do offer voiceover training, then great, then that's a good keyword, and so forth, right? So you kind of get the idea here. I'm gonna, just for the sake of time, I'm gonna do this with another website as well. We'll go to only a test and just show you how we do it here. So we'll start at the top again, and we'll enter in our URL. And so now what we see is, this is the search volume that happens. This is a 5-year view of the search volume over the years. And Google makes changes to their algorithm, so it's not uncommon that you have this kind of line here. And then what we'll look at is the organic keywords that you're currently ranking for, right? So these are keywords that you're currently ranking for. This is the search volume for those keywords, and this is the position that you're in on Google. Google has page 1 is 1 to 10, page 2 is 11 to 20, and so forth, right? So this is you're on page 2 here. So these are the positions that you were in. It looks like you lost some positions, so we need to boost your position here. And the way that you do that is with content. You have to tell Google what you do, and you have to publish again and again so that Google goes, "Oh, okay, great, you're on the move. I know where to place you." For your competitors, what people are doing is that they're publishing to their website and they're writing this content, and Google favors them. That's why when you lose a position, for example, they just put somebody else in that slot to because they're writing content extensively. So only a test, great. So let's just take a look here. So if you're in the St. Louis area and you're doing PSAT and SAT testing, both Andrew and I have daughters that are at that age, so we can relate. And so this is great. So you've got some content up here. What I would suggest is adding more content to these pages, right? Talk a little bit about what you do. This gives you a quick summary, but all this white space right here, perfect for content. And in fact, you can just have this page, continue longer and longer. So those are some suggestions just right off the top that I would recommend. And GRE test dates, St. Louis, great. That's actually a good keyword. There's not much search volume there, so it's a good keyword, but it's just you want more search volume. So what we can do is we can go to our keyword explorer and we can grab some of these keywords
Can I
here.
interrupt for just 1 second, Andy?
Do
Ross,
that.
I just want you to notice that on the top left corner, when Andy's on your website, it says not secure. So one of your certificates has expired and you might want to check into that. Some people aren't particularly comfortable when they land on a site. If Google is kind enough to send people to you, you don't want them to be put off by the words not secure being the first thing they see when they get there.
In fact, I'll just tell you, Google does not send traffic to any websites that have not secure on them. So that's actually a good call out, Andrew. That's probably a reason why those positions were lost. So this is called an SSL certificate. It's the difference between HTTP :/ versus HTTPS : / and you can go to your company that you got your domain registration from and buy what's called the SSL certificate. That's how that gets remedied. So good call out there. What we're going to do is we now have a bunch of keywords here for everything's related to St. Louis, and we'll go ahead and do our search, and we'll look at some search volume here. Not much search volume actually for these kinds of keywords on Google. So what I would recommend, if it's me, what I would do is I would work with schools, your local chamber of commerce, other testing facilities that don't do what you do, and I would create some content that you can put on their websites that's going to drive traffic to your local business. I would also focus on, like, if I do SAT testing in St. Louis, there's all this space here that is typically set up for a Google business profile. Your Google business profile, absolutely 100% set this up. It gives you a place on the map locally, and you can publish content to it to inform people about test dates and about other things that they might want to know. And the reason why that's important is because when somebody searches for SAT in St. Louis or SAT coach in St. Louis or something like that, you're going to show up for those kind of search terms primarily for this Google business profile. So that's another thing I would do on that front. Let's look at Dreamcatcher. Okay, so Dreamcatcher, maybe it's a new website. There's no traffic that's being sent to it. So let's take a look at some keywords that might be relevant here. No keywords that we're ranking for, so we got to find out why is that. So these keywords here, good keywords, but we want to write some content about it. So I'm going to grab those keywords. I would also look at in the design of your website, these kinds of sliding windows right here there's some code that makes that happen. you may want to simplify that so that when Google crawls the website, they can see the content on the site. I would also let's go to your blog. And yeah, so on your blog, you have to write content on your blog. You have to tell people what you do. So now I'm going to go back to our tool here, and I'm going to go to our Keyword Explorer, and I'm going to go here. Okay, now I'm going to search because otherwise we're going to get all these YouTube and Amazon and all this stuff. It's not really great. So yeah, tons of search volume as you can imagine. Look at that KD. Wow. So this is the kind of stuff that's like, oh boy, how do I compete in this space? Well, first thing we want to do is we want to reduce the KD down, and we want to also say it has to have a minimum of say 300 searches a minute. And this will wipe out all of the other search terms there. This actually is not producing what I want it to do. So what I'm going to do is video production in Calgary. And so this will give us several keywords around this. Here we go. This is better. Okay. So still, not much search volume for these keywords. Calgary videographers, for example, it's a good one. It's on point. The KD is low. That's great. But the search volume isn't so high. So let's see if we can find some other ones that are good here. And or maybe we'll go to matching terms and expand it even further. So, this particular search term is, it's not producing a huge amount of search volume, but you kind of get the idea as to how we do this. So video marketing here, advertising agency, Calgary, and so forth. Maybe what we do is we just expand it to, here we go. There we go. Yeah, 1,800 searches a month. Video production near me. It's KD of 16 and 1,400 searches a month. That's a great one, right? So this is kind of the idea. And then, video production company NYC. So the reason why we're doing this is because what we're trying to do is we're trying to find keywords that you can put in your content. When you write articles, you want to use this exact phrase here so that when Google crawls your website, they go, oh, I know what you're about, and I'm going to put you in that search term because you're writing content about it and you're informing people about it. Marketing video production services, right? Perfect. It's got search volume of 400. KD is achievable with 20. So good stuff there. So this is kind of how we do that.
I happen to have provisioned Tony's voiceover artist website in the background.
Go with that then. Go with that.
Tony, you still with us? If you wouldn't mind unmuting.
Doing well. Thank you for visiting the site. This is fantastic.
No, it's my distinct pleasure. Let me share my screen with you and introduce you to Composer. Composer is our human-assisted AI content generation platform. Again, we preach intentionality with content. If you're going to go to the time, effort, and expense of crafting content, you want it to reach the right audience. You want engaged, focused traffic to show up at your site. And at the end of the day, you want clients and conversions. So that intentionality is critical. So the first thing that we do is we take a look at your website and we put in your URL. Please just confirm that is correct.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So Composer takes a quick look through your website and puts together a synopsis of your business, your products and services, and your ideal customer profile. For us, this is a critical step. We're trying to connect you with your audience and craft that connective tissue in between. This is a critical step. So take a quick peek through here and let me know how we did at this stage.
Just skimming it, it looks good, really good.
Well, and this is important too, because if this is what we're gleaning when we take a look at your website, this is roughly what Google's seeing when they crawl your website as well. So that means your messaging is accurate, okay? So the first thing we do is click New Article, and as soon as I do that, based on that information, Composer starts putting together topic clusters and subjects it deems as critical to connect you with your audience. Meaning Composer's looking for where is there robust search traffic and where are the keywords at play relatively less competitive? We want to go after traffic that's achievable, right? We can't go after the big white whales. The word voiceover is a broad term that I'm sure is highly competitive. We want to go after specific things for effective corporate narration, for example. And just to show you, here is one topic cluster. There are 37 subtopics in there alone just to write about. There's never lack of subjects to be writing about to connect you with your audience. So take a quick peek through this page and let me know what's a strong subject for us to start a piece of content around.
Let's do something in commercial voiceovers. That's where I'm.
Okay. Here, let's take a look at the subtopics. Anything there speak to you quickly? Voiceover for event promotions?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. We can do that.
Excellent. So Composer is not limited to blog content. That's merely what most people are looking for to move the SEO dial today. Blogs are now the largest segment of top 5 Google results, more than landing pages and product descriptions. So we see it as a direct path to educating Google as to who you are and who they should be sending to your website. But Composer is comfortable with all sorts of content, how-tos, op-eds, ultimate guides, case studies, white papers. And one of the exciting things with Composer is we can train it with your pre-existing content. Makes it a very quick way to grab your brand voice and your right to people, and it becomes a bespoke platform very quickly. But for the moment, let's go down the blog route. And Composer starts with 5 potential headlines. Let's see if one grabs you. How voiceover artistry transforms event promotions. Elevate your event promotions with professional voiceover. The secret to engaging event promotions, perfect voiceover. Understanding the power of voiceovers in event promotion, or voiceover craft, amplifying your event outreach efforts. Excuse me. And we can regenerate until we get one that grabs us, or we can lead Composer by crafting a custom headline. One of those speak to you, Tony?
Sure. Let's do understanding the power of voiceover.
Excellent. Great. So at this step, we have to define our angle of approach to this piece of content. What's our perspective? Are we going to explore how voiceovers enhance event engagement and audience retention? Are we going to analyze the impact of professional voiceovers on event promotion success rates, or discuss the role of voiceovers in creating memorable event promotional content?
Let's do the second one.
Great. So Composer will put together an outline. That's our first building block to our piece of content. Let's give it a second and see what we've got. We've got the role of voiceovers in modern event promotions, enhancing audience engagement, boosting retention and recall, voiceovers as brand amplifiers. I think I need more coffee today. Measuring success, metrics, and outcomes, and future trends in voiceover for event promotions. So again, if we're given the honor of engaging, we can train Composer on your behalf. In the meantime, we can say something like, please spell out the name of I guess your name of your business is your name, correct?
Yes, it is. Yeah, Tony T. Netto, correct.
Is that correct?
Voiceovers, yes.
Voiceovers as a leader in the industry. And where are you located, Tony?
I'm in New Jersey, Central Jersey.
Excellent. All right, so we revise, and now Composer knows it's focused on you and your business, and we can get to the next step where we shape the voice and tone of this article. And again, until we can engage and understand exactly how you do like to write to people, we've got to lead Composer in terms of the writer persona. Is it coming from an SEO specialist, a technologist, financial analyst, entrepreneur, marketing manager, or lifestyle luminary?
For me, I guess the entrepreneur is the only one that really fits.
Excellent. So this will begin to render in real time, and I'll describe how we engage and deliver services. The first thing we do is assign a content strategist to your business. They become your account manager and main point of contact. They bring a researcher along with them so we can dig into your business, your space, your competitors. We have to understand the playing field. You get monthly strategy meetings, so we stay on top of what we're trying to accomplish and who we're trying to reach. We publish directly to your blog and promote through your social media channels upon approval of content, so it's a very efficient process. 3 contextually relevant images included in every post. We guarantee your happiness with the content. and there is no long-term commitment. And here is a long-form SEO optimized piece of content tasked with educating Google to send the right engaged eyes to your business. And again, this is human assisted. Your content strategist is here day one to craft a strategy, and at the end of the line to make sure that the content is accurate and timely and properly represents your business. Okay, I'm going to hand the baton back to Andy.
That was awesome. Thank you, Andrew.
My distinct pleasure.
All right, guys. So hopefully, just going through this process, this is what SEO companies do. So effectively, we just showed you a workflow for how most SEO companies do this. The manual stuff that I showed you in Ahrefs, that's all now done inside Composer. So you don't even need to buy a subscription to Ahrefs to find keywords that are relevant for your business. Wonderful, everybody. Hope this was a useful session and hope you all learned a lot. We are here as a resource for you. So all you have to do is book a time with either Andrew or myself, and we would love to jump on with you and help you grow your business. All righty. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and we will talk to you soon. Thank you all.